Paul Madden, what's your, I suppose, adjective to sum that up?
Disappointment. We didn't necessarily do a whole lot right today. We did some good things. I think just an immediate reflection, probably we lost an awful lot of the breaking ball contests around the middle. We coughed up a couple of goals that we wouldn't be happy with. We had opportunities. I mean, we even up to the last kick of the ball that went wide, we had opportunities to get something out of the game. We made a lot of changes to try and bring on lads who were coming back from injury, top class lads, and in fairness, they added something to it when they came on. But when you win the game, everything's rosy. When you lose it, then you make loads of mistakes and everything. You have to be critical. And as I said to the lads earlier, I'm the most self-critical person there is. I'm hugely disappointed from a management point of view because I take the responsibility for the team's performance every day. Even if I'm not on the pitch, that's my job. And we'll have to do a full review now to see where we went wrong and, if there's a desire for us to continue,
You mentioned there missed opportunities and I suppose the soft nature of the goals. Does that add to the frustration that it was kind of our own work as such,
Yeah, at times in the year I would have said, even though result-wise we haven't been great, obviously, and inconsistent, but at times in the year when we've been at it, we've been focused and we've been sharp, and that, we'll have to reflect and see why we're not winning breaking ball around the middle. There was a couple of unlucky periods where Brian Mack got the ball and at just the last second someone grabbed it over him. But overall it's just you got to hold possession of the ball, and when you have it, then you have to make something out of it. We gave away 6 turnovers in the first half that were unforced, which led to about 3 or 4 scores, and that's a killer. And look, overall, I don't think we had loads of wides. Like the Offaly day, we were shooting was terrible. We had 21 unfinished attacks, as in 6 into the keeper's hands and 15 wides. Today we didn't have as many. But what can you say? You lose the game, and we just, I don't know. Personally, I'm so disappointed for the lads because I know how hard they train. And as a Clare man, I'm absolutely gutted because all I want is for Clare team to be successful. And it's not to be, and we're out of the championship very early this year, and as I said, we'll just have to review, county board will have to review the players and management and see where it goes from here.
I know it's probably hindsight analysis, right? It's probably difficult to talk about this right now, but having been in the All-Ireland series for so long and this being the first year in the Tailteann, is there any sense at all that maybe it wasn't a full buy-in for this competition, I mean?
No, because if that is the case, we're at nothing going forward. I don't buy that. I wanted to win every single game we played this year. We had full buy-in for the league and we didn't do as well as we want. So no, I don't buy into that. Was there a kind of a fogginess in the group, mentally or otherwise, after the Kerry game going into the first round? Maybe that reflected the performance. I thought we tried a bit harder today, but look, ultimately everyone out there emptied everything they had. Nobody went out there to play bad for Clare. I'm convinced of that. But it just hasn't worked for us. And, we'll have to have a long, hard review of it.
But all that being said, though, it did come down to the last kick of the game. I mean, if there's a clean connection on that, as we've seen so often, we could be still above in the stands there talking about extra time.
Yeah, but we're not, unfortunately. And so, look, I don't think it was a case of Longford wanting that game more than us. It definitely wasn't, because we definitely wanted to win that game, Derek, but and we prepared well for it and we trained well for it, and execution of certain things didn't go our way, but that middle area, that absolute savagery around the middle, I don't think we got that right, and that ultimately probably is what cost us having more possession, because when we got the ball, when we moved forward, we actually affected the scoreboard quite well. We put up some decent scores there, whether we scored 111 in the second half or 112, whatever it was. So it's not bad, but yeah.
And I suppose that lethargy at times defensively, we failed to get hands on. Longford were getting shots off kind of unopposed. Now Manus was throwing everything he had at it. I have to pick him out as being outstanding in that sense, but just at times they had the 3 or 4 seconds to step back and have a look.
I suppose in the first half it's one of these new things with the game that you would have probably even seen it in some of the Division 1 games and in the All-Ireland, the provincial finals recently, where if you're defending against a little bit of a breeze, there's you're kind of sitting back. You're not intending to, you're sitting back a bit, and I thought, to be fair, their biggest 2-point option is 14 for them, and I thought Eakin, for the most part, did a great job on him because he's physically so imposing. But yeah, you're right. We did send off, and they got a couple of handy scores, and even got one in the second half there where there was in the Clare jersey near the guy.
Yeah, number 10 I think was here on that side. Yeah.
That was awful frustrating. Like, that was a 2-pointer.
And that came so close after the goal as well. Like.
Yeah, we conceded a goal on a 2-pointer straight away. Like, you know, look, frustrating, Derek. I mean, these are all my initial reactions. I obviously hold my hand up, and it's my responsibility to lead the team, and we haven't performed well this year, so that's bottom line.